people get so flipped out of their mind when we start using this idea of detox, or you want to do a detox, don't they?
Oh, yes. People will call up and say, do I need to like take a week off? Do I need to plan for this? Is this something that I need
Yeah.
to go to the pharmacy and maybe get some, medication to keep me from having the runs?
No,
Or
I think really people are going to do detox. I think what you should do in all seriousness is to go down to the pharmacy and get a big box of Depends.
no,
I'm just kidding.
that
I'm just
makes
kidding.
that
No,
really appealing.
no, I'm just kidding. Take a week of vacation, get your Depends, and just feel like being miserable, and become homicidal, suicidal. No, it's not like that at all. But people do freak out, don't they?
They do. And we're here to actually take that fear out. Detoxing really, it's designed to help this body
Yeah.
function better. And especially the way that we do it in the clinic, or we have people participate with us when we go through our group detoxes on a quarterly basis, is it is actually something that is designed to kind of turn the system down a little bit,
Yeah.
remove the incoming agents from the outside. We call those persistent organic pollutants. And
POPs,
POPs,
POPs for short.
POPs. And if the body has a lot of these incoming POPs and it has a very low ability to eliminate, that's called the toxic burden.
Yep.
So the first thing in detoxification is simply decreasing the incoming load. Stop the madness. Just return to a whole nutritional eating plan, which is fresh and raw fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and good clean proteins, before you go on to any other type of detox. That's phase number one.
Well, it's fascinating with detox too. A lot of people have this weird idea, and we do this as a group, about 4 times a year. So if you're out there and are interested, you need to reach out to us and get hooked up. We have about 900 and some odd people in that group now around the world, and they do it with us quarterly. It's pretty cool because some people are in there and they're kind of veterans, and they can help us now, thank God, talk people off the edge.
Yeah, and it gives people an accountability partner. And we know that partnering with somebody oftentimes keeps you out of that process of loneliness. And if you have a question, we're there to answer it for you.
When we think about detox, and this is kind of a way to take a very complex process and really simplify it in a way people understand, I've kind of used this kind of a bar analogy before. Kind of makes sense. So, let's think about detox like think about a bar. Okay, in a bar, you've got people that are coming in. Some might be typical drunks, and some might be potential drunks, and some might just be having a recreational drink. Well, then you got your bouncers, right?
So they have to kind of check out these toxic
Better.
individuals.
And the bouncers typically know who those people are. They know in advance who those toxic people are, and they keep an eye on them, because if they become drunk, they can become problems, and they have to go, kind of gently ask them to leave, right? They have to sometimes put their gentle arm around them and walk them out the door and escort them out of the business, right? Because they're going to have a problem.
So that's kind of like the enzyme processes in the liver. They're like neutralizing these toxins, if you will.
That's it. So we have this, if you get right down to the technical side of it, overlaying it with that analogy, phase 1 is really the body's recognition of toxins that are produced inside. Those are called endogenous, endogenous. And then there's these ones that are coming into us from outside, exogenous. They come in from the outside in. And those are everywhere, right? The list of those is here, and the list of endogenous ones are here.
So that would be the persistent organic pollutant load that's coming in to aggravate these enzymes in the liver, the bouncers in the liver. Mm-hmm. They have to take control of that so they can neutralize them and get them out.
They do. And things that come in from the outside, not only is it pollutants, it could be just, chemicals in food. It could be things that we're exposed to in water, things that we're exposed to in air, and they load up in our system, and our body goes, hey, I need to pay attention to that, just like a good bar would do. They'd pay attention to their clientele, right? They'd get to know them, maybe by first name, and the more you know who they are, you know how to deal with them. But when that system gets so overloaded, right, our body's really ability to take a toxin, which is generally fat soluble. And what that means is that they like fat. So if they don't get eliminated from the body, they accumulate in fat cells in the body. The brain is mostly fat. So, I think about, that being a home for potential toxins. I think of the obesity crisis that is in America today. Home for potential toxins that aren't getting eliminated. So, when you talk about the detox process, it's really getting these fat soluble things out of our body by turning them into a water soluble thing so they can be eliminated, whether it be through the urine or the bowels or even through sweat.
So the ways to do a detox, number one, would be to stop the incoming offending agents,
Totally.
clean up the system, and then perhaps putting the nutrients on board, like amino acids,
Yep.
a complete amino acid score, and the nutrients that run these enzyme processes in the liver to improve the ability for the body to eliminate them out the bowels or the kidneys.
Exactly. And you got to make sure you're hydrated too, of course. But the body has the ability to do this 24/7, 365. It's not something we turn on and turn off selectively when we do a detox. Now, we do a detox that contains like pre-designed shakes for you to have, and it's got a list of foods that you can eat from, and it gives you nutrients that you mentioned in little pill packs. Those are really easy to do. We simplify it for you. When I'm talking about detox, I like the KISS principle. Keep it simple. Silly, I'll use that word instead. But this is really cool because if you have a structured detox like that, you can know what it does and you can go through that. But detox is not something to be scared of, is it?
Absolutely not. In fact, 99% of people that go through the detoxification process with it, they actually have testimonies to tell us how much better they feel when they get to the end of the process.
So don't be afraid to feed your body correctly and hydrate it correctly to allow the detox process to work. Don't be scared of detox. Don't go out and get a bunch of Depends and don't take a week off of work. Just live healthy, let the detox system work well, and it will serve you well.
Let's get real. Most emergency food is just as bad for you as any other choice in the standard American diet. And that's just sad.
We don't just need food. We need highly nutritional food.
We don't just want to survive food shortages. We are meant to thrive in adversity.
Complete your daily nutrition and have shelf-stable Kingdom Fuel as a cornerstone of your food supply.
Don't sacrifice your health or your taste buds.
Stock up on Kingdom Fuel now.
And when you navigate through these economies with people, here's what happens. We want to hold their hand through it, let them know when it's time to buy, sell, reallocate, get out of Dodge. Because a lot of times when you're struck with fear does two things. Number one, it can paralyze and people just put their head in the sand and say, I'm just going to forget about it and hopefully it gets better. Or it causes you to make a wrong decision. And this is why we are here, is to help people navigate through the political quagmire nonsense that's going on, the economic malaise and the absolute collapse that we're seeing. And when our freedoms are eroding, our political freedoms, our economic freedoms, our personal freedoms, our religious freedoms, our health freedoms, they're all tied together. But you know what doesn't need to erode with that? Our finances.
KirkElliottPhD.com/Sherwood.
I know you are God. I can't believe I trusted you.
I'm Michelle. I'd love to work here.
Do you have what it takes to be a champion?
Yes, Master, I do.
We need to get you more competition.
And
Nationals?
finally, the Olympic team selection tournament.
Did somebody try to hurt you again?
Yes. But I don't think anyone will ever believe me.
She's working on being a homeless Olympic champion, and now she has somebody footing the bill for college so she can become a doctor.
We have to pray on the list so that in all of God's glory, each item on the list will come to a fruitful and gratifying beginning.